middle of Church Street, this busy Thursday afternoon. You see, like I've said before, it's important that everyone sings from the same hymn sheet, because if you don't, then you don't have a community that has connection or attachment. You just have a atomized community with people all singing from different hymn sheets, all got nothing in common with one another. Bear with me, it's getting busy. Have nothing in common with one another. And so communities then don't pull together and they lose their cohesion. And this is what's happening in long-standing proud Scouse communities. Right now, as I've said before, if it's not, then what's happening along these areas then, along these, in these communities, Anfield, Shoebrook, Walton, Old Swan, what's happening then in these communities? If it's me making it all up, right, and they're all singing from the same hymn sheet, have never been so happy in their lives, then please tell me what's happening in these communities then, because as far as I'm aware and what I see and the feedback I get, that's not what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. Right? There is these areas, these communities are becoming more and more unfamiliar, unfriendly, like our Cherished city centre. Our Cherished city centre is becoming more and more of a strange place, a different place, a distant place, somewhere we don't relate to. Bear with me, it's getting busy. And it's becoming a very, very different city centre to the one I remember only several years ago. I'm not talking like decades ago, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking just several years ago, right? It's changed within 2 or 3 years to the point where it's becoming unrecognisable, except for obviously all the structures that's still here. Everything's still here, yeah, I know that, right? But it's not the same city centre, right? It's losing its unique Scouse status, character and identity. This is a city centre our children and grandchildren will be venturing into when they're older, right? It won't be the same city centre we're familiar with within a few years. Within 5 to 10 years, this will be a completely different city centre, as will more and more long-standing proud Scouse communities begin to look like Kensington and Fairfield. It stands to reason. This is obvious what the outcome of this is going to be, right? It doesn't need much working out. It's obvious. Well, in fact, we see it now. We see the change underway along County Road, Breck Road, West Derby Road, Prescott Road, Smithdown Road, Lawrence Road, Walton Road, Westminster Road. We see Rice Lane even now. We see the change underway. We must oppose this, ladies and gentlemen, because if we don't, long term, like I've said, we will lose our unique Scouse character, traditions and cultural identity. And once it's gone, ladies and gentlemen, there is no changing it back. Remember that. Hello, I'm still here on Church Street, middle of Church, well, more McDonald's end. It's too busy down there, too noisy. Same top Church Street, Bow Street end. That's too loud and busy. So I've settled here for River Island. Right, it's about the quietest I can get. You see, having once again walked in and around our Cherished city centre since my last video, one would have to be in complete denial or serious need of Specsavers to not see there is a change underway. Yes, you'd have to be in serious need of Specsavers or in denial. You could only be one or the other, because the change is all around. Come and walk, as I say, around our Cherished city centre, and one will see what is happening. The reckless politicians, they know what's happening. They're just turning a blind eye to it in the hope no one will take any notice of Joe Owens, and people will just get on with it and will keep voting for them. You, Liam Thorpe, political editor, Liverpool Echo, you know what's happening because you reported. from Kensington back in 2017. You know exactly what's going on. You, Ricky Tomlinson, I'm lost. Coach for refugees, few bob in the pocket. Well, go round Kensington and Fairfield and see what's left of them. The residents there agree with you, right? Go round and ask them. Do they agree with Coach for refugees, few bob in the pocket, whatever that means, other than the obvious, I know that, but I mean, you're not thinking these things through, Ricky Tomlinson, when you say things like that, you know. As I've said, go and walk in and around Kensington and Fairfield and ask the good people of there, what do they think about that? Coach for refugees, few bob in the pocket. Right, bear with me, it's getting busy. The politicians, like I said, they know what's happening. They're just turning a blind eye and they hope no one will listen to Joey Owens. People carry on voting Labour and everything's will be honky-dory. Well, that's not happening, ladies and gentlemen, because people can see what is happening. They know what's happening. It's right in front of them. They know what's happening. Liam Thorpe, political editor, like I said, you've reported from Kensington before 2017, but you only addressed antisocial behaviour in crime. You left out the big elephant in the room, which is cultural change. You left that out. You conveniently left that out. Like I've said, you'd have to be in serious need of Specsavers or in denial to not see there is a cultural change underway. And if not stopped, ladies and gentlemen, long term poses a threat to our unique Scouse character, traditions and cultural identity. This transformation must be opposed and stopped, because if it's not, like I've said, long term, I'm not talking 20, 30 years, I'm talking 5 or 10 years, right? That's how long I'm talking, no more than 10 years. Our city would have dramatically changed. Our cherished city centre would have lost its unique Scouse status, character and identity, an unfamiliar, unfriendly place. That's why I believe I must report regularly from Church Street, the heart of Liverpool city centre, what is happening to our city. And what these reckless politicians are allowing to happen, right? They're going along with it or remaining silent. Ricky Tomlinson, as I said, coach for refugees, few bob in the pocket. What planet you're on, sir, I'll never know, right? I will never know. Like I said, the politicians know what's happening. They're just hoping no one's going to do anything about it. Well, I think them days are over now, because they realise what is happening, they can see what's happening, and they don't like it, right? So, come election time, as I've said, find a candidate reliable, credible, and opposed to further cultural change, and give them your vote. Short of that, ladies and gentlemen, we will indeed go like all these other once proud, unique communities went. They were culturally transformed, where they will never, ever see their former glory again. We can't allow this to happen to our glorious city, our cherished city centre. And the Scouse legacy, that's rightfully our children, grandchildren, and all those amazing Scousers yet to be born. No to cultural change, yes to Scouse pride. Shout it out loud, Scouse and proud. Okay, thank you.